Okay, one photo.
Gen 5 is almost here. Let's fucking go.
Yo, My Little Pony is addressing cultural divides in 2021. Let's go, boys.
Oh, this is going to be so good. I have been getting more and more and more hyped. Every little thing, every little bit of detail we have. And
yeah,
it's going to be great.
I was staying clear, not because, because I was talking to John about this. By the way, we're back. Hi.
Yeah, we're back.
I was
Had
talking
to take a bit of a break, but we're back.
I was talking to John before we started recording here. How I've known for a while that I was gonna stick around for Gen 5. I actually find it almost refreshing, right? That Hasbro's been playing their cards so close to the chest. And I know some stuff has leaked out, but it's been so low key I haven't even heard about it. So I knew I would stick around. My issue was that, I didn't want to, because I'm sure there's some of those people where they're just like, Equestria or bust maybe. And I knew that somehow, some way, because they talked about it, they were going to reference or incorporate, Gen 4 stuff into this. But I knew, what, I'll stick around for a bit. But once they made it clear that, no, dog, this is straight up Equestria, I'm like, you know what? I'm in it. I'm here for it. This is the new My Little Pony. This is the My Little Ponies, the MLPCU, the cinematic universe. So yeah, let's go. I don't have much of an opinion yet on the characters. All we've seen is the trailers, and the trailers are geared more towards the younger kids because, I don't think Hasbro will abandon the Brony fan base, but I think, but they've always done that with their trailers. They've always remembered, hey, we're My Little Pony, so, the commercials, they're going to be bright, colorful, loud, jokes and stuff. So
yeah,
I think this will be neat.
Exactly. And I'll tell you this, there's a lot that we still don't know, and it's going to be interesting to see the fandom's reaction. A lot of it I have seen has been pretty positive.
And I think that's because of the fact that it takes place in Gen 4's world. Plus, this is a pretty big deal because, again, I was talking to John before we were streaming. This is the first time in a long time that they've, made so many new characters. They make a couple new ones every generation, right? But, I mean, from Gen 1 to 4, there was a Fluttershy somewhere, a Pinkie Pie, a Rarity, and Rainbow Dash. Applejack, I thought I read somewhere Applejack was one of the only Gen 1 ponies. But for this one, it's a completely new cast, completely new world. They're going Legend of Korra.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
They're going Metal Gear Rising. I was making so many Metal Gear jokes before this. I can't even fully remember why. I think it was mostly just because of the whole cultural divide thing, and plus I've been in a Metal Gear mood. I was just like, bro, here we go. Pony control, friendship control, brony control.
So there is a lot to talk about here.
I'm surprised.
And I'll say this, obviously Timecodes are in the description.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about the trailer that came out the other day. We're going to be talking about a bunch of those screen rips. And we're also going to talk about the synopsis and kind of some of the tidbits of information.
Yeah.
Kind of drip fed to us. And kind of just have a big old Gen 5 hype video. Because, my God, it's good to be talking ponies again, dude.
I was surprised by how quick it won me over. I thought I would have more reservations or more questions or nitpicks, and I have some mild nitpicks about some character designs and maybe just brief things we saw in the trailer. But the key word is there is nitpicks. It does not detract from the whole picture. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like this cast of characters.
Well, I'd say let's start with the trailer because I'm pretty sure that's what everyone wants to hear first. So,
Okay.
this trailer, let's start off with the fact that, yes, we're probably going to have an intro scene where it's a young Sunny learning from her dad about how Princess Twilight and all her friends, the main six, were there to cultivate friendships and be able to show ponies the way of friendship and all that kind of stuff. And the fact that it's no longer there, I have to wonder how long it's been since G4. Because if you really think about it, I don't think Twilight was ever immortal.
No.
So I gotta wonder, is this after she's already passed on?
I have a theory, and it's a theory I literally just came up with. Check this out. So we could safely assume, because we never knew Celestia and Luna's parents, but obviously they've been gone for a long time. So, or maybe not. This is like a two-part theory. Maybe when Luna and Celestia left, their spirits or souls or whatever, they became they became one with the sun and moon, and maybe Twilight became one with the stars.
Yeah.
I don't know, because the interesting thing here is that, and we'll take the trailer segment by segment, but from what we've seen, there doesn't seem to be any imperial hierarchy, no patriarchy, no matriarchy. There's no mentions of. I feel like, if I remember in the trailer, correct me if I'm wrong, which I feel stupid because we literally just watched the fucking thing, but they don't directly mention Twilight or any of them by name at all, do they?
No, they basically just said how Earth ponies, unicorns, and Pegasi used to all live together.
Yeah. Okay. See, that's what I thought. So you almost have to wonder what happened. And I know this is the part where someone's like, "Bro, it's a pony show. They're not gonna get into the story of like espionage or overthrowing an empire." And my response is, did you literally not watch the last show? They did that a few times. They more than yeah, no, that's basically what Celestia and Luna did to Discord. You know, that's what Luna tried to do to Celestia. That's what all the bad guys tried to do. Remember the finale of season 2 where there was just straight up an enemy invasion, and we got the idea that Equestria is like an actual republic with nations and like war type tension. So no, I think in the future we're gonna get some form of exposition on that.
Yeah. Now, it then goes to the actual present day, and you have Sunny going through kind of like a San Francisco-esque sort of town called Maritime Bay.
Yeah, this trailer is interesting because now, again, on one hand I'm excited because it's Equestria, but you know there's still so much we haven't seen. So I'm sure at some point we'll go to old locations. I'm actually expecting, I'm just gonna say it right now, I'm fully expecting the movie to be like, hey, we need to figure out, we need to go to Care-a-Lot or something like that. I'm fully expecting that, but I think this is going for more like straight up real world, like not just look and not just architecture, but the whole thing. Like maybe it's because it's computer animation and it looks more, you know, closer to our reality. But you know, in Gen 2, in Gen 4, when they went to Manhattan and what was the Las Vegas equivalent?
Las Pegasus.
Las Pegasus, yeah. Which is kind of weird. Isn't that the same thing as naming something like, oh, you want to go to Lost Human?
Yeah.
Or something. Or wait, no, it's Pegasus are a breed of people. So wouldn't it be like going, hey, you want to go to Lost Rich White People? But anyway, yeah, no. So it seems more based in not based in reality, but it's taking more cues from it, and not just because they have cell phones, which, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was jarring when I first saw it.
One other thing I love is how Izzy's introduced and it comes off with this shadow of this huge, like, it almost looks like one of those, fucking tentacle monsters or whatever. But it's
It
just
kind of
Izzy's
looked
hair.
the shadow looked like one of the Marlboros from like Final Fantasy.
Yes. And then I also love how everyone else is running and screaming in fear, but Izzy and Sunny are just like staring at each other. They're just
Yeah,
like, oh my gosh, another Earth race. That's amazing. And
yeah, yeah.
the best thing that came out of this was when Hitch goes and saves that kid. It says, your son is safe now, ma'am. This isn't my kid.
Wasn't that James Marsden's character?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
And
I
I
thought
have to
so.
say,
That's perfect.
Sonny's voice actress and Hitch's voice actor are the only two that I recognize, being Vanessa Hudgens, who is High School Musical fame, and
Oh, bro,
James Marsden, who's
I'm
fucking Sonic the Hedgehog.
yeah,
Well,
which
in
is
Sonic the
in
Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, bro, you want to know who Kimiko Glenn is? So, because I was looking them up, she's done some interesting things. She's actually got Orange is the New Black clout, which is
Okay.
interesting. Which is interesting because most people that were on Orange is the New Black seem to go to Steven Universe, but whatever.
And then
Um,
also, didn't you say that Uzo Aduba, who played Queen Novo in the movie, was also on Orange is the New Black?
Yeah, she was one of the big names on there. Yeah, man, I swear, I mean, I get it. That show was really good. It won a shitload of awards. That show's like Game of Thrones in the sense of everyone that was on that show has work. You know what I mean? Everyone from Game of Thrones has continued to have work. But the point I'm getting at is that yeah, she has Orange is the New Black clout. She had a recurring role in that new DuckTales. She was Lena, which I didn't keep up with the show as well as I should have, which is a shame because Donald Duck. But the point I'm getting at is that she was in BoJack Horseman, but she was Penny Parker in the Spider Verse.
Oh yes, I did hear about that.
Yeah,
I did
James.
hear about that. That makes sense.
Yeah, and then yeah, they meet. The dynamic is pretty set right away. You could tell. I mean, I'm sure when the main show starts, it'll be different. I actually kind of this is a little thing I wanted to comment on. From what I can tell from the trailer, it feels all. I think having the main character be an Earth pony, because I'm assuming Sunny Star Scout is the main character. I think the main character being an Earth pony is actually a smarter idea because the one complaint people consistently had about Twilight, there was some minor character inconsistencies here and there, but the main thing that I think everyone had about her was the fact that, because she was the main character, this first season, the first couple episodes of season one, I really feel set it up to where the show was Twilight and then everyone else. It changed as time went on, but she was the main character. Saying she got all the powers, she did all the fights, she was the central focus on every season premiere and finale, with the exception of that one with Starlight Glimmer. And this very quickly sets it up that Sunny and Izzy are. It feels more even already, which I think will work better in the long run for plots, unless somehow the Earth ponies. What was that one theory that the Earth ponies have magic, quote unquote, over Earth, unless they start going full Avatar, and then Earth ponies just start like Sunny Star Scout just starts being able to like Earth bend and shit.
Yeah, right. So after that, Sunny brings Izzy into her house and is like, do some magic, do some magic. And all that Izzy can really do is take a can of beans and like
Beans.
bounce it on her head, and then they just break apart. And yeah, so unicorns have lost their magic, and Pegasi apparently the new tidbit of information, they can't fly anymore, something to that effect, to where they're like using stage props to make it look like they can fly.
Oh, I
So
didn't notice that part.
yeah, something like that. I know it's not in the trailer itself, but it's there somewhere. And then you have the fact that they're doing different things. One of them getting makeovers, and I'm just like, oh great, of course. But we can already find that Izzy is our Pinkie Pie character. Pip is going to be our Verity type character. Zip, I'm guessing, is going to be our Rainbow Dash character.
I was interesting. It was interesting to see that they were gonna have a Pegasus be the Rarity character, just because, you know, and I know the Gen 4 versions aren't the only versions of the character, but Rarity's character just seems so ingrained as a unicorn that it's going to be interesting to see that type of character archetype with a Pegasus.
I totally agree.
Pip, by the way, is voiced by Sophia Carson. She hasn't done much as that I've seen, but she's been holding it. She was holding it down for a long time. And you know that movie series Disney has called Descendants.
Yes.
Yeah, she's been holding it down there. She's the daughter of the evil queen from Snow White.
Oh, okay.
Descendants is really weird because on one hand, it sounds really like dumb. It's like, wait, a live action show about the villain, about the kids of the villains of the Disney movies, and it's in high school. Bro, that sounds like it sucks, but it's popular enough that Disney made 3 movies about it. I think they would have made more, but I think one of the actors passed away a couple years ago. And then Zippy here is voiced by Lisa Koshy, who is a YouTuber who, I'll be honest, not a huge fan of her content, but she seems to be okay as Zip here, so it's okay.
And then Ken Jeong, I recognize. He's the guy that does that hot gay. Isn't that the same thing?
Hot gay. Yeah, he's I think he's still probably most well known for his role in the Hangover movies.
Yeah, and I think he was also in Transformers 3, where he's like, Wang, deep Wang.
Yeah. No, that's cool to see him. So, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm looking at the thing here. Yeah, the cast. It's only 5 ponies this time?
I guess so. I mean, that seems to be like the main thing.
Yeah, because it just hit me right now. And James Marsden's pony is the only male pony. So that's well, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, exactly. So they're going around to all these different areas. I guess they have to disguise themselves as unicorns in one area. And I know that when I first heard we're going to need glitter, lots of glitter, I'm like, oh gosh. But then I'm wait a second. That's them making their unicorn horns. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I do have to say, the fact that one gray character, I think his name's Alphabiddle, is just like, we're gonna settle this like real ponies or something, and it's a DDR game that is just so great because I love DDR, and the fact that they did that is amazing.
Yeah, Prance Revolution. I don't hate that, but it's like I saw that and I didn't like roll my eyes, right? But it's one of those things where I was just like, oh my god! But it's fine. It's cute, you know. It's funny.
Exactly. So that's basically the trailer. The last thing I can think of is those weird rabbit things, which
Oh yeah,
it's just like
that.
thank you. I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah, there's a couple tiny things I could think of about the trailer we didn't like full on talk about. Just when they go to the Pegasus City, that's where it looks the most modernized. Like they have like a pony version of fucking Horizon, not Horizon, Verizon.
Yeah.
There's that, which I'm not sure. I feel maybe it's just me being too used to the old style. which was more for like, you know, references and homages rather than straight up doing this. But I feel like it kind of clashes with the style, but I don't know. Maybe the idea is, okay, we're gonna give them phones and do all this stuff. Maybe it's so that it's to help make it feel like it's set in the future and give it more of a distinct personality or something. The other thing I was gonna point out was we actually see the unicorn. I don't know if it's the unicorn home place, like where they all live, but we did see a place where they live where the unicorns are basically like they're all like depressed and
Yeah, yeah,
just laying around and going like, hey,
yeah. And then that one grandmother pony just gets an apple like popped on her head, and she's like, "Ow."
The only thing I think if we're talking about before we get into like the other stuff, it's just I don't know, quick thoughts on some of the characters and stuff. So Sunny here is clearly meant to be the Twilight in the sense of it looks like she's going to be the main one organizing everything together. Kimika, that's her fucking voice actor. I'm stupid. Izzy, according to Wikipedia, an energetic unicorn who loves crafting. So yeah, the Pinkie Pie, which actually in a way makes sense because Pinkie Pie was actually the first one that Twilight met technically,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like more than the main six, I feel like Pinkie Pie. What's the term? Not took Twilight under her wing, but just kind of like she like made more of an active attempt to like show Twilight the ropes about stuff, you know? So it's an interesting parallel. What do you think about, I wanted to ask your opinion. What do you think about Sunny looking just like Scootaloo?
To be completely honest, I didn't even make that connection until
Or
you
roller
said something.
Really? Yeah, that was the first thing I thought of. I'm sorry, it's not skateboarding, it's roller skating. And then just that, and then there's other parallels when we talk about the screenshots, because I know you're editing this later and I don't want to make it too much of a pain in the ass for you. So, but there's other parallels between her and Scootaloo too. So yeah. And then Izzy, like I said earlier, the unicorn who loves crafting, she seems to be the Pinkie Pie character. Maybe they just didn't choose the right jokes, but I don't know. I haven't seen Kimiko Glennon enough stuff to really get an idea of her style. But like, whenever Pinkie Pie did anything, for the most part, except for maybe a couple fourth wall breaks that got a little too crazy between seasons 3 and some of 5, and like, you know, references to fourth wall and stuff, nothing Pinkie Pie did really seemed forced. Like, she felt very natural. There's some stuff here with Izzy where it just felt like maybe it was the writing or voice acting. It just felt like trying the teeniest, tiniest bit hard to try to not capture Pinkie Pie, but to kind of like emulate her, you know?
I mean, I feel like she's gonna be a Pinkie Pie character, but it's gonna be a little toned down, is what it seems to be for me. You know, kind of like Pinkie Pie as a character was always very fascinating because she had, on the surface, she just seems like this bubble of energy, but when you actually
Yeah.
peel back the layers, she's a very, very complex character. I don't know if Izzy's going to be any similar way, but I do feel like it's Pinkie Pie kind of toned down a bit.
Yeah, me and John were full on that bandwagon of Pinkie Pie is deceptively the most complex character in the show. And you know what? I got to give Hasbro credit, the writing team credit. They were aware of that and they threw sprinkles in about that here and there. I think it was smart that they never really brought Pink Amina back, actually, because it just makes that episode stand out more, you know? And yeah, we were totally on that she was actually the most psychologically complex. See, that's one thing that I'm a little nervous on, is because I don't know who's in charge of this thing, because when the first season started, it was Lauren Faust, and then pretty much Megan McCarthy was the one running the show. But it was still set up, in a way, and then it was taken forward. The basic things were set up, they developed them later. This one, I think partially because this is from what I can tell, completely new directors, writers, completely new team. Yeah, the music is different too. No Daniel Ingram, which, I'm sure after 10 years of Friendship is Magic, he'd want to do something different anyway, so that's fine. But it's Friendship is Magic excelled great at taking 6 very basic character archetypes, but then slowly building and expanding upon them. Maybe having the smaller cast of 5 instead of 6 was just a little easier on them, help them spread the traits out a little bit. But that is my one concern, that these characters, and don't get me wrong, I'm not expecting this movie to end and I'm like, oh man, these guys are just as well developed as the MLP4 team. But I'm talking like a year or two down the road, when we've had times with these characters, I'm hoping that they can still get there.
Exactly.
There's not really too much to talk. Hitch Trailblazer, I'm going to be honest, which is kind of weird because I'm not even really a huge fan of this series. I saw him, and the first thing I thought of was Captain Quark from Ratchet and Clank. That's one of the best scenes in the trailer, is when he's like, your son is safe, ma'am. This isn't my kid. You're welcome.
I've got to say, the fact alone that it's James Marsden, it's going to be a riot. It really is, because James Marsden is the kind of character, he can play a lot of different roles, but he is very, very good at comedy roles.
And I'm going to be honest, there was a point where we had to pause the recording. I felt like a complete idiot because I completely forgot that he was Cyclops in all those X-Men movies.
Oh my gosh, you're totally right.
Yeah, I was on his Wikipedia page, and he said, oh yeah, he's most well known for being Scott, what's his name, in all the X-Men movies, like literally all of them, from the first one, The Days of Future Past. And also he was in Superman Returns. And I was like, wait, the what? I think he was Superman in that movie. God, that movie's such a sad story, because they tried really, really hard, but there was just so much holding it back. And well, anyway. Wait, so are Pip and Pip and Zip are sisters, right? So is Pip the pink one?
Yes.
I don't really remember much of her from the trailer. Was she the one that was like, we need glitter?
No, that was Izzy, and hers was just like, I love makeovers. It's just fabulous. And she's like flapping her wings and stuff.
Yeah, and then Zip, all I can think of is color scheme is inverted rainbow dash with hairspray.
Well, I'll tell you
because
this.
she has Rainbow Dash's haircut, but it's just done up in that style you see a lot these days.
Well, I'll tell you this, and this is going to be referencing my buddy Danny, but I have to say, according to him, he says that Zip looks like Colgate toothpaste.
Oh shit! Yeah, he's right.
I'm just like that. He thinks that's like the only really bad looking design. And to be honest, once you hear it, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
I'll be honest. I'm not. Now that you mentioned that, though, I'm not sure how to feel about her design, because I'm looking at all the other 4 of this. Let's just call them the new 5. Their designs seem to, except Zip is the most standout one in a lot of ways, because I don't know if they did this on purpose, either for narrative reasons or convenience, but Sunny is very clearly meant to invoke Scootaloo. Izzy, right, she reminds me of the Hippogriff from the School Cast.
Silverstream.
Yeah. What's the other one? Pip looks a lot like, just straight up looks like Princess Cadence.
Mm-hmm.
Similar. Hitch looks almost, and it just hit me right now. Hitch looks almost, unless I'm remembering his colors wrong, Hitch looks just like Sandbar.
Sandbar was a lot more green though.
Oh, he was okay. But I'm looking at Zip here, and not just because of the toothpaste thing, but like okay, and granted, I'm just looking at the movie poster. I don't have like a picture of her pulled up. Maybe I should, but like I'm looking at the colors. Uh, I do like that the feathers on her wings are different colors. I think that looks really cool.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
but her
Makes her
hairstyle,
look very majestic.
yeah, but this one feels the most like blatant because the hair, the attitude, even her face on the cover, she's kind of sort of doing the DreamWorks face. Like it feels that one feels the most like trying to invoke something. Like, granted, I haven't seen much of Izzy, but honestly, like yeah, she seems like Pinkie Pie, but she doesn't seem. She feels a little. I don't want to say smarter, but not as ditzy from what I can gather. But Zip here feels like the most straight up, like, oh yeah, no, this is our Rainbow Dash, right? Like you could say, oh, Hitch is the Applejack because he's an Earth pony, um, and whatever. You could say that Izzy's the Pinkie Pie because of that, but it's only in the sense of similar character quirks. It's not really in design or whatever. Zip just yeah, Zip. Oh God, if Zip and Pip are Rainbow Dash's descendants, I'm gonna die.
Oh
I
boy.
will. But yeah, no, that's our cast. Yeah, see where it goes. That's basically my thought on them. Oh, I have to say
Let's.
one thing, and I kept forgetting to say this for like 20 minutes. There was a lot of shots in this trailer that looked great, right? Like we're watching on YouTube. It's not the best picture quality, but a lot of great scenery. The character models look nice. The best looking thing in this trailer is Izzy's hair.
Mhm,
Like, if you like, bro, it's majestic. It's perfect. It's like,
exactly.
it's so like, even on the movie poster and these screenshots we're gonna go over, it just looks and feels the most detailed and flowy and stuff. And I'm just like, bro, who had to slave for 48 hours a day to make sure that hair looked right? Because they got it right, bro.
Now there is an individual. I'm not sure if you've heard of him, but his name is DJ Fed, and he does a lot of ponies in Blender, and which is a 3D animation program. And he actually did like an hour-long breakdown of these, short little clips that we've had, and he said they look great, and I agree with him. They look very smooth. The everything flows really nicely. Um, and one little thing, which I'll be showing a bit of a GIF here, is you have Hitch and Sunny kind of bumping each other, which makes me think, is Hitch and Sunny related in any way?
They don't say that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Because I mean, they just seem like they are those kind of characters, that they would be siblings of some sort. Here we are with our next section. That's going to be the movie synopsis, and then we'll move on to the screenshots, which I have a lot to say about those. So
Yeah.
we'll try and make this quick. It says the pony world of Equestria has lost its magic. Friendship and harmony have been replaced by paranoia and mistrust, and ponies now live separated by species. Sunny, a feisty and idealistic young Earth pony, is convinced there's still hope for this divided world, but their slightly misguided and often hilarious efforts to change hearts and minds have led her to being branded a misfit, which makes sense, and I have to say it makes the whole activist sense about her that we first heard a lot more palatable, because everyone, when they heard she was an activist, were thinking, oh, social justice warrior, the bad kind of social justice warrior. But this, thinking that, her heart's in the right place, but the way she goes about it is a little strange, that I feel like will make it a lot more interesting to see her as an activist character.
Yeah, I remember. God, who was it? I think it was just Hasbro in general. They were talking a bit about the new series and like what Sunny's character was going to be and how they didn't say the word activist, but they made it apparent that the show was going to tackle this sort of social issue thing. This is a while ago. I don't fully remember, but it was like 4, 5, 6 months ago. And I remember at the time, I wasn't fully put off because I do trust Hasbro with this franchise, but I remember feeling a little, I don't know, just a substitution for put off because it's not put off, but it's in the ballpark because it's like I feel like the original show wasn't that on the nose with its mission statement because the original show was just a show. You know, that was the idea. Oh, it's a show that everybody can watch. But this one, I feel, and I think whoever was talking about it just had this said the wrong thing by accident because they made it sound like, oh, this is going to be one of those. And I hate using this term because it makes me sound like one of those edgelords that calls people snowflakes. But they gave off the idea that it was going to be one of those new woke shows where it tries really hard to do stuff, but it just feels forced and shoehorned in and not natural. But seeing this, I watched this and I was just like, this feels right at home with Gen 4. Obviously, a little
Exactly.
different because different staff. But yeah, I watched this and I was just like, this just feels like the next logical step, you know? This, yeah. Actually, if anything, because I said this before we started recording, if anything, the scope feels kind of smaller now because Friendship is Magic tackled cultural divide. It did it in a more subdued way, though, because Pegasus, Earth Ponies, and unicorns weren't divided, but they had their issues with each other. But all the other species, like hippogriffs, griffins, buffalo, and all that, the not buffalo, I'm sorry, the yaks, because for whatever reason they never brought the buffalo back, even though that was a good idea. They tackled that, but they tackled that with them, and they had that work itself through seasons 7 and 8. So, but with this one, it's strictly about the three kinds of ponies now. And I'm not saying they won't bring the other ones in, like the other species in later. Who knows? But it feels like the scope is a little smaller this time. But you know, who knows? It could still be pretty good.
So moving on with the synopsis, it says, when Sunny befriends a lost unicorn named Izzy, who wanders innocently into the Earth Pony town of Maritime Bay, the town has had enough. Izzy and Sunny must embark on an epic adventure that will include a daring jewel heist, outrageous conspiracy theories, elaborate musical numbers, and the world's cutest flying Pomeranian, which we did see a little bit with the growling of that
Oh
Pomeranian.
yeah, that's what that was. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Their adventures will take them to faraway lands and force them to challenge the status quo by facing their fears and making new friends out of old enemies. The world Sunny has dreamed of her entire life would finally become a reality as Sunny and her newfound friends fight to prove that even little ponies can make a big difference. Jewel heists and conspiracy theories.
Bro, I told you, man. Metal Gear Friendship. Let's go, boy.
Are we going to see QAnon ponies?
Oh my god.
That would be hysterical. You'll just have, you'll have Sunny go up to someone randomly and just be like, "You are fake news."
See, now when they throw in the phrase challenge the status quo, that makes me feel a little nervous just because like that just doesn't sound like the type of phrase that you would associate with Friendship is Magic. But again, the trailer didn't the trailer seemed pretty, you know, not preachy. I don't know. I'm just trying to not I'm just trying to not sound like I'm not trying to be the quartering over here. You know what I mean? Where I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, My Little Pony goes cringe. You know what pisses me off about him? Just a quick deviation. I used to be subscribed and like the guy partially because I was at that point between like 2017, 2019 when things were kind of whack. But he always presented himself as a moderate. But then ever since time's gone on more and more, and I'm just like, bro, you clearly aren't. And it's just, yeah, he's he's not who he says he is.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, this is no, I'm intrigued. I'm excited. You want to talk about these screenshots you sent me?
So let's go over these one at a time. And I want to start with this first one, which is Sunny and Izzy, where you have Izzy with the tennis ball on her head, which first of all is adorable as fuck. And I gotta say, I think the reason is because of that can of beans at the beginning of that trailer. Because she probably has too pointy of a horn, so they're just like, we need to soften the blow somehow. So let's have her have a tennis ball on her horn. But then you have Sunny, and she's reading this book, which people have speculated that could be the friendship journal.
You see, that crossed my mind briefly, but it looks too small.
It does. It looks kind of like a scrapbook in a way, but I'm excited to see that. Also, you were mentioning something about Izzy having that little necklace on her hoof.
Yeah, she has like an ankle bracelet on her front left hoof.
Yeah, that is really adorable.
These are the kind of screenshots I like because it's not like concept art, but similar to concept art. Everything you need to know about the two characters is conveyed in the shot. Like, you know, you've got Sunny here. You know, you can see she's optimistic and focused, and she's intrigued and she wants to do her thing. And then Izzy here, you know, you could see she's quirky, inquisitive, and stuff. And it's a good screenshot. Oh my god, I just realized I'm really looking at Sunny, and I still say she looks like Scootaloo, but two things. Her hair is braided very similar to Applejack's, and also the fur near the bottom. Hey, yo, Barry, zoom in on this. The very bottom of her legs, because they actually use, like, for some of the ponies, they actually like have the fur near their hooves lighten up. It actually is a very similar to Applejack color. So yeah,
you're totally right with that.
See, they knew what they were doing with these character designs.
Now, one other thing that I want to mention before we move on to the next picture is obviously they are in the Pegasus Kingdom because you can see wings on each of the guards.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. If you look at the guard next to Izzy, he looks very serious. He looks very determined. But yet the one next to Sunny is literally like trying to be serious, but struggling.
He looks unsure about something.
Mm-hmm. The next one is quite interesting.
I like this one because this is the first time you could see them all like together and see how their color schemes contrast, and you just get a good look at them, you know?
Yeah. And I have to say, they look like they're going into some sort of hut. But here's the other thing. Do you notice that there's something that is hanging above Zip's head? It kind of reminds me of Zikora's hut in a way.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I thought of that just a second ago, but initially, because I'm such a mark, I saw wooden door, and my first thought was, yo, they go to Twilight's treehouse, but the treehouse died, so no, they aren't you know, all T-Rex doing. But yeah, and if you look in the background, like behind what's her name, Pip, there's kind of a foresty background. So I don't know if this could be maybe Zikora's hut, or like Zikora descendant. That could be the Everfree Forest, but it doesn't look more like, you know, hell, the Everfree Forest.
Yeah.
Or maybe this is the unicorn place, because it looked like Izzy took Sunny when they went to the unicorn place. It looked very foresty, so maybe it's somewhere there. But yeah, no, I thought zebra too.
Now, moving on to the next picture, you have Hitch and Sunny talking to each other in Maritime Bay. And I have to say, this also reinforces the possible sibling relationship between the two. Granted, we have not heard if they're actually brother and sister or or relatives in any way. It's just what we're noticing. But you have Hitch kind of, in a way, almost being like a, come on, Sonny, what are you doing? Sort of attitude from the way part of his hoof is bent forward and his expression. He just looks like he's being a bit inquisitive of Sonny at this particular moment in time.
Maybe I got the vibe that they were having like a serious conversation because he looks very concerned and she looks kind of pensive. To add to your they could be related thing, I did notice the very top of their hair is curved in a similar way, and their tails are curved slightly similar, and the accents near the bottom of their feet, you know, where the fur gets lighter, are in a similar manner too. So maybe I'm not holding my breath for because I feel like they would say that, right? Unless it's a crucial plot point to the movie. But
here's something else I'm noticing. If you look at Hitch, he has a cutie mark, which is a shield and a couple swords. But Sonny does not have a cutie mark.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if the ponies had cutie marks because I don't remember seeing one. I'm looking right now. I don't remember, or are they just more subdued this time?
I think they're more subdued. But I do know that Izzy does have a cutie mark, and it is, if I remember correctly, it's a couple buttons, and I guess she has a passion for sewing.
Yeah, her character thinks that she really likes arts and crafts. Is that Derpy behind Hitch?
It almost looks like it.
Yeah, see, it's a gray. I took pause. It's a gray looking pony with blonde looking hair. Oh, I'm sorry. Muffin.
Derpy Muffins Dipsy Dip.
Derpy. Derpy is her dead name.
Yeah, exactly. She transitioned over to Muffins.
Dude, I was just happy that after 8 years they finally put her in the show and like eventually like had her actually speak lines. I was just like, you know what, that's fine. Exactly. That's cool. That's cool even. And actually I like her voice. The couple times she had lines as Muffin, I actually liked her voice. So
now moving on to the next picture, this is very interesting.
God, this is the big one for me.
Okay. Looking at the background details, her saddlebag has 3 buttons on it. One of them is Rainbow Dash's cutie mark, one of them is Fluttershy's cutie mark, and one of them is Twilight's cutie mark. That is great.
The poster above her, behind her bed that's not Celestia's cutie mark, but that's like her symbol of the sun, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Looks very similar. There's also a poster of Rainbow Dash.
Rainbow Dash poster, dude. This is Scootaloo 2.
And I have to say, also looking in the background, there is figurines of the main 6.
You told me about that. I didn't notice that until you told me about that earlier, and that just blew my mind. I'm like, what the hell is this? Is this our Metal Gear Solid 2? Are we going to go on a postmodern deconstruction of Gen 4? Is this our Raiden?
Yeah, exactly. Also, if you notice that her, it looks like she's trying to pose in front of a mirror. Number 1.
Yeah, you can see the mirror. Yeah.
But the other thing is, her lamp is on top of 2 books. It's not even on any sort of side table. It's just on books, and I think that's really awesome.
Yeah, this is probably the best look we see of Sunny's design, and no, it's good. She's cute. I think she's going to be a good main character.
The next one you can obviously see that Sunny is on the left-hand side of the image here, but she's kind of blurred out. It's just her little braid. You also see Izzy pointing out these crystal formations, and I think that's really awesome. But I do also like the wild flowers that are arranged around it as well.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't crystals get involved in some point during the last season or 2?
I think so, yeah.
Because weren't there like crystal caves below Twilight School or something?
There were crystal caves there, and there were also those crystal caves at the Pie Rock Farm. But I do think they'd be going to the Unicorn Town at this point because
Mod Pie return confirmed.
uh,
Yo, what if we get a Boulder cameo? You know what I'm surprised?
Right.
You know what I just really realized, like 6 years after the fact. I'm surprised no one tried to ironically or unironically ship Boulder with Tom.
I could see that.
Here comes Tom. You know.
Yep.
Anyway, so this next one's kind of neat. It's Hitch with a bunch of cute fuzzy bunnies in the desert. So we're getting that. So we're getting that Metal Gear Solid 5. That's cool.
To be completely honest, at first it looked like they were slippers.
That's funny. I thought he was like hanging for his life off the side of a cliff, but they seem to be scared of like this weird heart-shaped piece of paper. I'm trying to see what it is, but I can't tell. It looks like there's an illustration of a unicorn on it.
Yeah, and it looks like it's in the shape of a heart.
Yeah, I can't recognize it. Good job on the pictures, John. They're all blurry.
Then you have the fact that they're doing FaceTime with phones now.
I really don't want to be that guy because they're already going to be those guys. You know the ones. They're going to see us to be like, why are we doing this? Or they're going to be like, just that weird, like, pretentious sigh thing that a lot of internet critic analysts do. And I really don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to... I don't know how I feel about this one, Chief. It's Pony smartphones.
Actually, you know what? This is a Facebook Live video. Look at the side. You have the love react. You have the laughing react. The laughing crying react. You have the gritty
I thought that was
react.
I thought that was Instagram. Oh, that's worse.
I know. Is it going to be called Facebook or Hoofbook?
If they name it either of those, I will personally fly to Canada and kick everyone at Hasbro's ass.
I totally get you.
I'll break it through the door. The first thing I'm going to do is take someone hostage and tell them, give me your complete schedule. Then I'm going to track everybody down and I'm going to kick their ass.
The next one we have here is Zip going up near with the sun kind of illuminating her.
Okay, does this shot look familiar to you? Don't you feel like Rainbow Dash has made that exact pose? Or actually, you know what it also reminds me of? It reminds me of when they did that one episode where Rarity was Icarus and she had the fake wings that burned up in the sun. That's what this pose reminds me of. Yeah, it is, but this is the best look at Zip, and I like the color on her wings, but I'm still a little unsure about her character. It doesn't help that Rainbow Dash was the pony I was the most contentious with anyway, but she still just feels the most like carbon copy to me.
Well, here's another thing that I'm noticing. Look at her expression. She looks like she's trying to be very determined, or it looks like she's trying to hold her breath or something like that, and that her cheeks are also kind of red. So if that theory about, Pegasi not being able to fly anymore, maybe that's her struggling to maintain any sort of flight.
Huh, maybe so. I didn't even think about that.
The next one we have Sunny with a little cart on the back. Now I know that she makes and distributes smoothies. So this could be her moving around trying to sell some smoothies.
The way she's looking up and has her mouth open, I think this might be in the middle of a song.
It could be maybe her wanting more song, other adventure song.
I'm not sure. I feel like they'll develop her enough in the movie already, but this could either be the I Am song or like the sort of I Am / establishing the world around me hybrid song.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like Belle's song at the beginning of Beauty and the Beast. Like the song's about her, but it's also setting up the environment she lives in. Yeah, that might be what this song is. But no, again, it's a nice shot. I still can't get the fact out of my head that this just looks like Scootaloo. Yeah. Different character. You could tell right away, different character, but just, man, between that, the rollerblading, the same hair color, the Rainbow Dash poster. I think they're going to Metal Gear Solid 4 this thing, where it turns out they're all somehow related to the main six, and this is their destiny.
Yeah. And then the final picture we have, you have Sunny riding down a hill with her skates, and one thing that I'm noticing here, this side of her plank has a cutie mark.
Yeah. So is it only one side has the cutie mark now?
I have no idea. One of the other things I'm noticing is that the back of her helmet has Twilight's wings on it.
Oh shit, you're right. So I feel like you would just know this because you've paid more attention than me. Doesn't this doesn't this are they trying to go for like she's a main six fangirl? Like, she knows who they are, has the figurines, and it sounds like they didn't really show us in the trailer, but from everything else I'm seeing, it really sounds like she's become very entranced by the lessons that the main six left behind all those years ago. So, like, yeah, is she just supposed to be like? Is that what she's supposed to be? Is she just supposed to be a main six fangirl?
I mean, that's what it seems to be. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Okay. I mean, it's fine by me. It makes sense to have a character. If you're going to have a story like this in the same world take place so long after the fact, it makes perfect sense to have that, have that kind of character.
Exactly.
Also, the other thing I feel like pointing out is the back right, the big giant corporate building just resting on a giant hill.
Yes, I totally see that. This almost looks like Roxxon or whatever it's called.
See, that's why I'm kind of worried though about the realistic setting, the more realistic looking setting. I'm kind of worried that they're going to use that because they called Sunny an activist and all that. I almost worry they're going to use the setting to kind of be like have things be more blatant substitutes for real world things. Because again, the last show did that. And some of them were really blatant, but it was never a case of they didn't feel this blatant. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there was Manhattan, but it wasn't like full on like Manhattan, like similar architecture, but it was still fantasized up in a way. Yeah, I don't know. It just gives me a weird feeling, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah. The last thing I'm going to say before we finish this picture off and then do our closing thoughts is the fact that with her roller skating, it doesn't seem like they're doing that cross thing with a lot of four-legged creatures where it's one and then the back of the other side and then kind of going in between. So it kind of looks like she's just balancing on one side of her body. Also, it looks like there's straps on her hoof for the rollerblades as well.
Yeah, you're right. Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Let's see how that goes.
Just the way they kind of ponify things is always kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think so too.
But yeah, so that's basically what we have. And I gotta say, I am hyped as fuck, dude.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I was going to say, so for the main six, how old do you think these new characters are? Because for the main six, we always kind of assumed they were like late teens-ish when the show started, But then, by the end, you could make the point that they could be in their 20s. How old do you think, what's the age range you think of these characters? Because, like, there's something about them. They feel a little older than the main six in some ways.
Kind of like their mid-20s.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal. This is just more just fan speculative crap. I'm curious of. By the way, I typed Sunny Star Scout in the Google, and yeah, there's fan art already.
Oh, of course.
human fan art too, which is interesting.
Are
But
they going to
yeah,
do another Equestria Girls with this?
oh my god. Yeah, instead of high school, it's college. I
Yeah.
thought they were still gonna do Equestria Girls stuff after Friendship is Magic ended.
I wish they would have. I wish they would have gone to college and met Professor Discord, and he's like a professor of like philosophy or something like that.
Yeah, because the only reason I say that is because I just feel like that world didn't really have a full on conclusion, you know? I mean, unless we want to assume that the last thing that happened is Human Rarity and Human Applejack got together, which is what that looked like. So I'm fine if that's the last Equestria Girls thing, you know? There's I just want to close with a few closing thoughts from me, just like a top five. Sorry for my loud chair. One, very excited. I'll be honest. Part of what's bringing me back is the fact that it's in Equestria still, and it's attached to the main six still. I'm not saying I wouldn't have sticked around if it was a completely new world, but this helps. New cast is interesting. A little unsure about Zip. I think somehow, some way, we're gonna get a cameo from at least Twilight in somehow, some way. And five, sorry, there's actually six things because five, I was gonna say, I think Discord's gonna show up at some point because I think he's immortal, basically. So, and second, how many years passed between Luna and Celestia fighting? It was about 1,000.
Mm-hmm. It's the longest day
Okay.
of 1,000 years.
Okay. And about how long would you say it was when they froze Discord in stone to when he got resurrected? Would you say probably close to the same time, maybe like 2,000 years?
I would say probably about 1,001, 1,002, something like that.
What I'm getting at is, and he was like encased in stone, right? You know who's still encased in stone?
Cozy Glow, Chrysalis, and Tyrion.
Oh yeah, they're coming back. They have to. That was the first thing I thought of when when they said that this is still in Equestria. I was like, yo, you gotta bring them back. They still got unfinished. They still got unfinished business, boy.
Bring it back.
Oh my Jesus, I hope they bring them back. Like, that's the one thing. You know, main six, okay, whatever. Their story's done. Discord, whatever. The princesses, okay. But bro, give me those villains back. I want to see this next generation take them on. That'd be sick. I want to see them fight, you know, not Pony. I want to see them like fight weird bug queen Maleficent. I want to see them fight goat Satan. I want to see them fight the pony version of Macaulay Culkin's character in that one movie where he played that evil kid.
I could definitely see them going up against debauchery to
Yeah, man. Let's do it. Cozy Glow. Hashtag Tyrek and Chrysalis learn the value of friendship and adopt Cozy Glow 2021 because that'd be great. Because you have to figure, like, we haven't seen any of the other species yet. So, like, I mean, I'm sure the changelings are still around, right? But then but at this point, all of Chrysalis's changelings that she still had, the very few, they would have died off. So, you know, Tyrek's got nobody. We never knew Cozy Glow's past anyway. So, you know, so no, bring them back. Let's do it. I'm hype.
Yeah, I'm very excited too. I think this is going to be really awesome. I'm also going to say that I'm also a little apprehensive because it does seem like the target is going back a little bit. They're kind of backstepping it a little bit, but I'm still excited to see where it goes and to see if it has something really worth watching. So,
Yeah.
Until next time with the movie, that's it from me, John.
And me, Snakeskin.
And we will talk to you guys later. Peace out, Dragon.
Adios.